Hi friends, welcome back to 5 Minute Modern, where in 5 minutes or less we learn about an important artist, artwork, or concept in the history of modern art. My name is Cindy, and today we're talking about soup, as seen in the work of Andy Warhol. Warhol's Campbell's soup cans are such iconic and widely distributed works that we see these prints and paintings almost as much as we see the actual soup. Warhol's initial series of Campbell's soup cans consisted of 32 paintings, one for every flavor of Campbell's soup that was available at the time, and he debuted the work at the Ferris Gallery on La Cienega Boulevard in Los Angeles in 1962. This was one of Warhol's first major series, and he was kind of skeptical about debuting the work in Los Angeles, which he considered to be kind of a cultural backwater in comparison to New York. However, when the Ferris Gallery co-owners told Warhol that movie stars came into their gallery, he was convinced. And indeed, one of Warhol's soup cans was purchased by movie star and fixture of the 60s art scene in LA, Dennis Hopper. However, including Hopper's purchase, only 6 of the paintings sold, each one for about $100. More than that, the show was a critical failure. Reviews relentlessly criticized it, and a gallery across the street from Ferris even put up a display of actual soup cans to mock Warhol's paintings. Though disappointed by the failure of the show, Ferris co-owner Irving Blum believed there was value in the work and wanted to keep the full set of soup can paintings together, so he arranged to cancel the 6 purchases and bought all 32 himself for only $1,000. Blum evidently understood what Warhol was doing, even if most of LA didn't. Warhol is what we call a pop artist, someone who uses the styles and techniques of popular culture and advertising to make fine art. He actually got his start as an artist working in advertising, drawing shoes for designer I. Miller. At first blush, his soup paintings might appear to be little more than a particularly well-executed ad for Campbell's. But I think Warhol is inviting us to look a little deeper here, because soup isn't all we're being sold when we pick up a can of Campbell's. Ads for Campbell's at the time deliberately tried to evoke a sense of nostalgia, noting that the price of cans hadn't changed in over 39 years. The design of the soup label hadn't changed for over 50 years and would remain the same until 1999. Someone from Warhol's generation probably would have remembered the Campbell's Soup Kids, a series of ads in the Saturday Evening Post in the 1930s. And of course, many people even today have personal associations with this long-standing brand. You might have memories of eating Campbell's soup as a child when you were sick or when it was cold outside. Warhol tried to conjure his own personal association with the soup as his motivation for the series, saying that he had tomato soup daily for over 20 years. This is likely untrue, as Warhol got the idea for the series from his friend, the decorator Muriel Leteau, but it certainly makes for a good story. Seeing all of the cans lined up together, we might get a darker sense of nostalgia as well. In spite of the different flavors, the soup cans look almost identical, perhaps evoking nostalgia for a time when American society appeared to be more homogeneous, when people of diverse races and identities faced greater marginalization and had less visibility. As an openly gay man himself, it's certain that Warhol wasn't portraying this kind of conformity admiringly. On the contrary, Warhol was the king of irony and camp, that is, deliberate exaggeration for mockery. Warhol was holding up Campbell's soup as a symbol of American wholesomeness and conformity to poke fun at it, and to mock the kinds of people who truly had nostalgia for that exclusionary past. It's a pretty complex message, and one that clearly went over the heads of people who criticized the paintings in 1962. But as people realized the irony and cultural analysis at play in pop art, it became a hugely successful, indeed popular, art style. Warhol would continue to make many more screen prints and paintings of Campbell's soup cans. And as for the original 32 that he debuted at Ferris Gallery, Irving Blum sold them to the Museum of Modern Art in New York for a staggering $15 million in 1996. It was one of the highest sums paid for contemporary art at that time, and a clear indicator that Warhol's Campbell's paintings were really super. Thanks so much for stewing on this one with me. I hope you learned something new about these iconic works, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.